Hello everyone, welcome to word processing tutorial series. In this lecture we will learn how to make lists, either bulleted or numbered. And before we conclude the lecture, we will also learn how to make multi-level lists. Here's our example again, so follow me carefully. We have this in front of us, but we would like to give some bullets to this. What we do is we click on the Home tab, and right in the middle, in the paragraph group, we have different options that's going to allow us to make a bulleted list. So the first button is bullets. The second one is numbers. By default, if you click on the arrow next to it, you will find different or recently used bullets available to use with your lists. First thing you should do though, before anything, is you should select the text that you would like bullets to be applied. So I have first selected the list then, the text then, and then I'm going to put a bullet. Let's say I'm going to use this one. Let's say that I'm not happy with any of the bullets that are shown to me. I can define a new bullet, and I can change the symbol that I will be using. I have different symbols in front of me, as you can see. I can select from any of those really appealing or attractive symbols that they have provided, like in clip art, or I can even click on this arrow for the font and change to other fonts, which are going to still provide me more different options. And each time, let us say we select the spider in here, each time I select one of those, you will see that on the bottom of this dialog screen there's a character code. So if I select the web instead of the spider, you will see this becomes a 34 instead of a 33 now. So the spider, the character code, the hexadecimal code, in other words, is 33. In this one is going to be 34. So you can use this, and very popular or very much needed symbol, the sigma sign, for arithmetic or mathematical operations to show a summation, you can use from here. Okay, let's go back again and into wingdings and choose some spectacles, for example, and say OK, and you will see that the bulleted list we have will now have these symbols as in place of the bullets we used to have before just a minute ago. Let us say that we would like to put some space between each of those lines, because this bulleted list seems to be a bit crushed on top of one another. How we go about this? We go to this dialog box launcher on the paragraph group and click on it. And then we can say let's add more spaces before or more spaces after. But this is not going to be enough, because right underneath spacing there is this option which says don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. But actually we would like to have that, so we need to make that unclicked. This is going to give us the freedom to include more space between each line without the need to press the enter key to have blank lines. This is what happens. Okay, it looks much better. Let us say that instead of bullets we would like to use numbers. So let's go back and start again. Let's undo everything we have done, and this time instead of using the bullet button in here, we will use the next one which says numbering. So we will click on the arrow next to it, and you will see there are available numbering in here, Roman numerals, alphanumeric characters, or numbers itself, and we have got parentheses or no parentheses. So whichever one is the one that you like, choose one of them. Let's choose the one that goes that's simple, 1, 2, and 3. So we have selected this. Let us say this time that you're not happy with the way that the number and the text appears right next to one another. You would like to leave more spaces. If you wanted to get rid of these arrows between the number and the text, actually, because those are like next page or end of paragraph, those are formatting marks, non-printable marks that means something to the computer as he is formatting your document, but really will never get printed, or you can eliminate them being shown on the display screen on the windows we are looking in here by unclicking the show and hide button in here. So as soon as we do that, those will not appear anymore, they will disappear. But let's say that we are not happy with the way that this looks. We'd like to change some of these things, spacing between them, etc. So we select the bullets themselves or the number bullets themselves, right click over it, and you see that you can change or start even in a different number, restart at 1, or we can change and continue numbering or set numbering value. If you wanted to give a different value, then you can, let's say, start the whole list from number 7 instead of 1. 7 was here, so I have to make a selection, don't forget this. So let's make this bullets again, 1, 2, 3, 8, one more, and this time, as you can see, they started from 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. So one more thing we can do in here is we can also adjust list indents. Let's say that we are not happy with the number position, we would like to increase this more, and we are not happy with the text indent. Let's increase this, as you see in here, so it's going to be more obvious for you. And we can follow the number, in other words, these numbered bullets, with a tab character or space or nothing. However, let's keep it as a tab character and say OK. So this is what happens now. I have changed the way that the bullets, the numbers, and the text distance is concerned. I have changed it. If I wanted to do other changes with it, I can still do the same thing, but for this drop down menu to appear in front of you, the first thing you need to do is to have a bulleted list. Before you have the bulleted list, it is not going to be possible for you to come over them and right click over them and get all these different options available for you. Go ahead and undo all of this also. Let's go ahead and do something more dramatic. We are going to create an multi-level list. In other words, I want to show you this example in here, the finished version of this. This is what we want to do. We would like to have different order of importance in the different lines we have in our list. For example, cast as, cast down, and drown in are the more important lines, and we would like them to be at a different indent level. Then the next ones, the next level, where we have cast someone something, and there's still another one that follows underneath the second level, which is going to be the third level. Let's see how we can do this. Let's close this for the moment, minimize this for the moment. So let's go to this and let's select define a new multi-level list. Be careful that I have also, again in the beginning, selected the text all together. In other words, I have selected the text that is going to be involved, that I will use to make a multi-level list. So I've selected this. Here, as you can see, there are different levels. So level 1, looking into the example in here, is going to be formatted without any numbers, as you can see. Level 1 is the most important level, the highest level, in other words. So we do not want enter formatting number right here in the dialog box in the middle. We do not want anything in here. The styles, right underneath that first bar or box, we see a number style for this level, another box. And if you click on the arrow next to it, this is going to provide you different numbering schemes that you can use formatting for the number option. So I would like for this first level to have no numbering, but see on this formatting for number bar, there is no the parentheses has not disappeared automatically after I have made the selection. So this holds true for putting a parenthesis or removing a parenthesis. You can specify using the options in the number style for this level and making a selection from those available options, but in order to manipulate the parentheses, you need to handle it manually, delete it, or insert it. So we are not going to have anything associated with it, and we say OK. For this is now the definition we have for level 1. But we shouldn't have closed it really. Actually, what we needed to do was to have a second level also specified. So the second level, if we look into this end result we need to get, is going to be the same without any numbering associated with it, but it's going to be at the second level. So let's go ahead and try to do this. The second level will also have no numbers before it. Remove the parentheses yourself. And then you can also see on the preview screen how the first level and the second level is going to look like, and then we say OK for this one also. But before we can say OK and finalize our work, we need to also determine how the third level is going to look like. That's how we want it to look like. So let's go ahead and look into the finished result we want to attain. So as you can see, this was the first level, cast as. Cast someone as something, that was the second level, and now the third level starts with numbers 1 and 2. So let's go ahead and minimize this, and for the third level, let us select 1, 2, and 3, and no parentheses. We would like to have a dot, so remove the parentheses from here, and instead of that, put a dot. There we are. And this is going to show you, as you can see up here. And then we are going to say, now I think we can say OK to see all this done for our selected text. But what happened? It looks as if nothing has happened. However, something has happened. But there is one more thing we need to do, and that is to identify to the computer which lines are going to be first level, second level, and third level. Until the time we do that, he assumes, despite the fact we have defined all those 3 levels and their attributes, he assumes the lines that we have selected are all first level lines in our multi-level list. I think I can sympathize with the computer because he would have no clue which lines we are going to designate as second or third level. Now it's time to do that. So leave this or click somewhere so that the selection is gone. Now for the second line, we know that this is going to be the second level. If we remember again from the end result, the second line, cast someone as something, is second level. Cast something down, second level. Drown in something, drown someone or something is second level. So this one, you can hold the control key and shift the other one. Cast something down, drown in something, and drown someone or something in something. Those are going to be our nominations to be in second level in our multi-level list. So how do we tell to the computer that we want them to be on second level? That's simple also. Right next to multi-level button, we have the indent buttons, decrease indent and increase indent. We are going to increase indent this time, and this is what happened to it. Now we've come to the third level, the last level, which is going to be under the second level. So we select that and click on the indent once. That's to push those lines to the second level. We click them once again, that is to push them to the third level. As soon as we tell to the computer by pressing this indent button that they are third level, the formatting, the original formatting we have done in our multi-level list is applied to those lines. So let's do the same thing on the other lines also. And click on this once, click on this again, that's third level, and the same thing holds true for this last one. We could have done them by selecting the control key and did it only with one instruction or with one handling. So this is what we have now. This is what we call a multi-level list. Just to recap how we put some spaces between those lines, we select the whole text, go to the paragraph group, and use before and after, or maybe just after, some spacing. But don't forget to get rid of this clicked little box which says don't add space between, because you want to add space between. So we say OK, and this is what we have. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. It is simple, but it's a good idea to practice what you have learned. We'll see you soon in the coming lectures.